On the 7th of August, the RPG came out. And is it fun? Short answer, yes. It does have issues as of 1.001, but we'll get to those later. First of all, what is it about? What's it like? The story is actually really good. I like it. So there's the so-called cool king, who's a total jerk. And then there's the dungeon. The dungeon is an attraction with an elevator and many different floors. You pay a small fee, and with that get to enjoy this attraction, the dungeon. The problem is that this system is like a zoo. The monsters are kept against their will and don't actually enjoy being there. So you have the choice. Which side do you want to be on? Do you want to serve the evil king or join the rebellion and set the captive monsters free? My playthrough. The game starts just like in Skyrim. It's a very clear and obvious reference, and also not the only one. Later there's another very obvious one. The game also plays very similarly. They are both RPGs after all, so that makes sense. So naturally in this game you also have quests. The main quest and side quests. The main quest is of course about what we just talked about. The mean idiot king gives you quests, but on pretty much every floor you first meet the glitchy dragon. The glitchy dragon wants you to help him. And if every time the king wants you to do something and the glitchy dragon tells you to do the opposite, you do what the dragon says, then you're on the monster's side. If you do this frequently enough, monsters will stop attacking you, you will be able to talk to them and gain experience and loot by doing just that, and you'll get to the bottom of the entire system. But before I show you that, I want to talk about the journey a bit more. The game is very self-aware about being a video game. There are many fourth wall breaks. As a fan of the Banjo series, I do like that. There's for example this guy here who glitches into his closet. And you get to meet the developer. I played the game on the medium middle difficulty called Adventure, and I found this one great. You could change the difficulty setting anytime, but I never did. It was just perfect in my opinion. It wasn't too easy, I didn't first try every boss fight, and at the same time it wasn't too difficult, spending hours on every single boss respectively. Also leveling up was just perfect as well. I just collected whatever I could find and I never felt too under or over leveled. So very well done in my opinion. If you come across collectibles and collect them all, then it'll be just fine. No long grinding required whatsoever. Then there are skills of course, and I just want to say, if automatically recovering health sounds overpowered to you, don't forget that this won't help you if you die in one hit. There are also those dragon screams. I'm not super familiar with RPGs, but I'm pretty sure this is another Skyrim reference. To my knowledge, there are 3 in total. Freeze, Frenzy, and Time Slowdown. There are also items of course, such as bombs or this mushroom cannon here, which does very little damage and is probably in the game mostly as a joke. So, if you defy the evil king every single time and instead do what the dragon says, you'll still have to fight it, but you're on the same team. You then get to go to the laboratory and fight the real boss of the game. This very strong adventurer here, who directly tells you that he loves this attraction, he loves this dungeon, and he wants to keep these monsters captured, trapped, and forced to fight so he can kill them. And if we plan on setting them free, then he will fight us. The final boss fight is really well made and lots of fun. Bombs are really strong in this game. I had the strongest and most expensive weapon there is, and I also had my attack strength upgraded either all the way or almost all the way. And bombs still do more damage. And still, I threw dozens of bombs at that guy and he just tanked them. Eventually I won of course, and with that beat the game. And it was lots of fun. I'm not usually into RPGs, but even I really enjoyed this game. So if you're a fan of RPGs, I can pretty much guarantee that you will like it. Now to the issues. Again, I played the game right when it came out last Thursday, version 1.001. So maybe by now some of these issues are fixed. Infinite health. Sometimes enemies just cannot die, but they are supposed to be defeatable. This is some glitch where for some reason enemies cannot be defeated and it soft locks you. If this happens to you here at the end of the game, where you need to kill them in order to move on and enter these doors, I found that going back to the previous loading zone and then coming back fixes it. Dying does not help. Tilt. In the final boss fight, I somehow tilted my character in a way so that not only my vision was skewed, but also my controls were messed up. And the same thing here. Dying does not help. Not even loading zones help. What helped was game overing and redoing the entire dungeon. Fortunately, the game remembers which doors you opened, so you don't have to find all of the password digits again. But again, maybe these are fixed by now. This game has a lot of charm, it has jokes everywhere, and I recommend it. If you kill citizens, then actually they are only unconscious, and when they wake back up, they'll just say, "It was probably the wind," or "I shouldn't have eaten those mushrooms," and they forget everything that happened. If you had a fight with them and beat them, they won't hold a grudge because they don't remember. So you can just steal from them, knock them out if they get angry, and after that, everything will be back to normal. As of right now, 90% of the Steam reviews are positive, and the negative ones are just angry because they didn't save for multiple hours, which, let's be honest, is not the developer's fault. You gotta save every once in a while. And that's it for my The RPG review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then there's a like button for you. Tell me what you think in the comments below, consider subscribing, and check out my own game, Timid Harpy. Bye!